And the facts are, we no longer have anybody in Washington, D.C. with a head on their shoulders. They don't represent one person in this room. They are absolute puppets for this administration. I need, or I give myself the strength every day to live long enough to vote in the next election to make the corrections for how I screwed up. I will live long enough to vote them out of office. I honestly will tell you, the only way that we can get this thing off the ground is that you need to get 20, and those 20 need to get 20. And you need to get those editorials in the local papers. You need to get on the talk shows. You can't be violent. I've been to every tea party around, and what did we hear? The radicals. I didn't see any radical people. I met some wonderful people there. In fact, my old friend Bobo, DeAngelis, that's his nickname. We've had it since we were kids. Haven't seen him in 30 years. He was never radical then, and he's not a radical now. I worked very hard for the Democratic Party. I started many, many years ago, was a councilman, council president, chairman of the party, vice chairman of the party, fundraiser for the party. Every board in that town I served on, built 2 schools, still presently on the housing authority. This isn't about Democrats and Republicans anymore. This is about sanity. This is about sanity. This isn't tonight about me, but I just wanted you to know where I'm coming from. I'm not a plant in the audience. I contacted Mark many months ago because he was more sane than what the heck I saw in Washington. Now I have a couple of questions. I was going to ask a couple, if I may.
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the time, Pete. Mark, I'm going to give you a break for a couple of minutes, okay? Because take another glass of water because I got 4 questions for you. But Joe, I'm going to start with you. I have 2 quick questions. What about the Twin Rivers Casino, and how do you feel about full gaming? Because we do need the tax revenue.
Well, because we get approximately $250 million a year from the gaming end of things in the state, we've become dependent on it. If we don't act on Twin River and allow them to do table games and have Massachusetts come forward with a casino, it's going to have a major effect on us. So I really think it's important that we get it out on this year's ballot and we ask the people to vote on it. You know, it's a constitutional question. It requires the people to vote on it. It also requires Lincoln, the people in Lincoln, to approve it. So it's a combination of 2 things. If the people in the state approve it, but the people in Lincoln don't, it's not going to fly. What we need to do is give an incentive to the town of Lincoln and the taxpayers in Lincoln to get some more taxpayer money out of the full-blown casino, should we allow the table games. But I think it's an avenue that we need to move towards.
Thank you very much. Second question, Joe. What plans, I know you're only in a very small minority.
Very small. We make a lot of noise, though. I can't.
You may think that this question is off the wall, but the more people I talk to at the senior center, and man, you know, I used to be young like Eric once, handsome, good
So was
looking.
I.
I'm glad you come from the old school, but how about some type of a moratorium on the unfunded mandate that are choking every city and town in the state of Rhode Island?
Well, you know, it's funny that you say that, because this is one of the most important aspects that the governor put into this year's budget. Let me stand up. I have a difficult time speaking when I'm sitting. The governor had put a proposal in the budget to free all the cities and towns from a variety of different mandates. And there are probably hundreds of mandates that we put into cities and towns. To start to name a few would be minimum manning on fire trucks. I had an opportunity about 3 weeks ago, as an example. It sounds like I pick on the fire departments, but my mother-in-law, we had to call the rescue squad for her in North Providence and have her taken to the hospital. And we had a rescue squad and 2 fire trucks show up. We had 9 people show up for a rescue response. It's that kind of minimum manning that is killing you, the taxpayers, in the cities and towns. So there's a whole bunch of mandates that need to be taken off. We need to let cities and towns make their own decisions about what they need and what they don't need. And stop having the people that serve with me in the General Assembly putting all these mandates. Again, the reason they put them, when you trace it all back, is because they're trying to help the unions keep more people working. That's what it's about. It's not about safety.
Thank you, Joe. Also, I'm a little disappointed because we have Leo Blaze and Ratakis and Guthrie, Scott Pollard, and Sullivan, Patty Sherpa. In fact, Coventry, I don't know if you people know this, have 6 from my little town. And I don't see them here. And we're 47 feet away from the town line.
And Leo knows about it because I told Leo at our town committee meeting last night that we were doing that.
Well, ma'am, thank God for part of the old-fashioned Republican town committee, but I guess it didn't help. And that also goes for the old Democratic town committee also. But Joe, I feel for you. I'm not saying that my people are bad people, but I'll tell you what, it really is now choking the cities and towns.
And you know, I'm not saying your people are bad people. I consider some of the Democrats I serve with in that building friends of mine. I will go out socially with them. But when I walk in the room, it's like going in an arena. I will bring blood to them over issues.
Well, I know, I want you. I want you to that.
So it's not that I have anything against. One of the guys that I probably could argue with constantly is Bob Walsh. Last night I saw him at the event. He had a stroke. I felt bad for him. I went up to him. I talked to him. You know, he's a decent guy. He believes in what he believes in. It's just that what he believes in is off the wall.
If I may,